Welcome to Sleepy Science. If you are listening to this, there is a volcano on Earth right now that is closer to erupting than scientists expect. They do not know which one. They only know it is already happening. Not with fire, not with smoke, but with pressure building so slowly that it feels invisible. This video is exactly what you came for. The most relaxing facts about volcanoes. Not danger, not chaos, but the quiet truth. The strange way volcanoes behave when nothing seems to be happening. The long waiting, the slow movement, the parts that continue whether humans watch or not. Stay until the end because volcanoes never give all their answers at once. And if this is the kind of science you want to fall asleep to, subscribe to Sleepy Science. Most people imagine volcanoes as moments, a blast, a roar, a bright flash against the sky, but that picture is wrong. A volcano is not a moment, it is a presence. It exists long before anything happens. It remains long after everything is quiet again. For most of its life, a volcano does nothing that humans would notice. It stands still. It looks ordinary, and that is the strange part. Some volcanoes have not erupted for thousands of years. During that time, entire civilizations have risen and fallen nearby. People were born, people grew old, people disappeared. The volcano did not change. It stayed in the same place, holding the same shape, watching time move around it. When you stand near one, it does not feel dangerous. It feels patient, as if it has nowhere to go and no reason to hurry. This stillness is not empty. It is full. Inside a volcano, heat remains trapped deep below the surface. Magma does not rush upward. It rests. It presses gently against rock. It moves so slowly that a year can pass without any change at all. Sometimes a century passes, sometimes more. The mountain above shows no sign of what is happening underneath. Grass grows, trees take root, animals build paths across its slopes. Life treats it like stable ground. The earth itself moves faster than the magma inside some volcanoes. Continents drift. Oceans widen. Mountains rise and wear down. Yet the system beneath a volcano can remain almost unchanged through all of it. This is why scientists say volcanoes operate on a different clock. Not the human clock. Not even the historical clock. A geological clock. One that measures time in silence. There are volcanoes older than recorded history, older than writing, older than names. They existed before anyone could describe them as dangerous, before anyone could fear them. They simply were. And they still are. Waiting does not mean preparing. Waiting is the normal state. Eruption is the rare interruption. If you could watch a volcano for a full lifetime, you would likely see nothing happen. No smoke, no shaking ground, no glowing rock, just weather moving across its surface, rain falling, sunlight shifting, shadows stretching and shrinking with the seasons. The volcano would seem almost forgotten, and yet it has not gone anywhere. This long stillness confuses the human mind. We are used to fast cause and effect. We expect action to follow pressure, but volcanoes ignore this expectation. They allow pressure to build without release. They allow heat to exist without expression. They are systems that do not respond to impatience. No amount of watching makes them move faster. In some places, people live their entire lives near volcanoes and never see them change. Children grow up playing on their slopes. Roads are built across old lava paths. Homes rest on rock that once flowed like liquid. To the people living there, the volcano becomes background, part of the landscape, something that feels finished. But it is not finished. It is simply between moments. This is why scientists rarely call a volcano dead. The word feels too final, too human. Instead, they use words like dormant, quiet, inactive. These words admit uncertainty. They suggest that stillness does not mean absence. It means delay, and delay has no clear end. Some volcanoes have remained silent for longer than human memory can track. When they first formed, the climate was different. The shape of the land was different. Sea levels were not the same. Even the stars in the sky were slightly different. Yet the volcano stayed, unchanged enough to still be recognized as the same structure. Time behaves differently around these mountains. A year means nothing to them. A lifetime is brief. Even an entire civilization is a short event. The volcano does not mark these moments. It does not react to them. It does not store them as memory. It simply continues being what it is. This stillness can feel unsettling when you think about it long enough. Something that holds so much energy but chooses not to release it. Something capable of reshaping land yet remaining quiet for ages. It challenges the idea that power must be visible, or loud, or active. Sometimes power is stored, not expressed. There are volcanoes hidden under thick forests where no clear shape is visible anymore. Trees cover their slopes. Soil fills old cracks. Rain smooths the surface. From above, they look like ordinary hills. Many people walk across them without realizing what lies beneath. The volcano does not announce itself. It does not correct the mistake. Under the ocean, this stillness becomes even harder to imagine. Vast volcanic structures sit beneath miles of water. No one sees them. No one hears them. They exist in darkness and pressure beyond human experience. Some of them have been silent since before humans learned to sail. They wait without witnesses. The idea that something so powerful can spend most of its existence doing nothing changes how we think about movement, about time, about importance. Volcanoes remind us that activity is not the default state of the world. Stability is. Long stretches of nothing happening are not empty. They are normal. When a volcano is quiet, it is not resting. Rest implies recovery. Volcanoes do not need recovery. They are not tired. They are balanced. Forces inside them push and pull until they reach a temporary still point. That balance can last longer than any plan humans make. This is the part most people never learn. The violence is brief. The waiting is endless. The eruption becomes famous. The stillness remains unnoticed. But the stillness is the true story. It is where almost all of the time is spent. As you listen, there are volcanoes around the world that have been quiet longer than your country has existed, longer than any building you know, longer than most languages. They are not thinking about the future. They are not remembering the past. They are simply holding their place in the system of the earth. Nothing about them is rushed. Nothing about them is concerned with attention. They will remain whether anyone watches or not. And this long, unmoving presence is where the story of volcanoes truly begins. Beneath the quiet surface of a volcano, there is a world most people never see. Not the mountain above, not the trees or rocks, but something hidden far below. A system that moves and breathes in a way that feels impossible. Magma chambers, pools of molten rock that sit under immense pressure, waiting for reasons we may never fully understand. They are invisible, yet their presence defines everything about the volcano above. The magma moves slowly, almost without motion. It is not rushing like lava when a volcano erupts. It seeps, it presses, it changes density. Over decades, centuries, even thousands of years, it shifts enough to alter the shape of the mountain above, even if no human notices. A single movement inside can eventually lead to an eruption. But for most of its life, it simply exists, quietly pressing against stone that has been formed millions of years ago. Pressure builds in ways humans cannot feel. Deep below the surface, rock is soft in comparison to the forces trapped beneath. It bends, it cracks. Sometimes it makes tiny adjustments, almost imperceptible. A sensor might record a tremor. A scientist might notice a change in gas escaping. But to the naked eye, nothing is happening. And yet the system is alive in its own way, alive with force, alive with potential. The chambers are not empty spaces. They are full of heat, gases, and minerals. Carbon dioxide, sulfur, water vapor, all trapped under enormous weight. The gases push against the molten rock. The rock pushes against the rock around it. This slow accumulation of pressure is like a heartbeat, steady, quiet, and unseen. A volcano may wait centuries in this state. The world above may change completely, and the volcano will remain, quietly gathering energy. Some chambers are enormous. They stretch under entire valleys. Others are smaller, just a pocket under a slope. But size does not change the mystery. Every chamber is a hidden world, full of heat and potential, full of processes no one can touch or fully measure. And most of these processes happen without sound, without motion that humans could notice, without warning. Even the heat that rises is subtle. You would not feel it standing on the surface. No smoke rises, no steam appears. And yet energy moves upward, slowly, almost invisibly. Rocks expand. Tiny cracks form. Water deep below may turn into steam. The chamber pulses in a rhythm that has nothing to do with the clocks humans carry. A rhythm of centuries, not hours. A rhythm of pressure, not events. Scientists have learned to listen to these movements. Seismographs record tiny shifts. Gas sensors detect subtle changes in composition. Satellite images show the land rising or sinking slightly. These tools give us a glimpse into the hidden world. But even with all of this, the underground life of a volcano remains largely a mystery. Some movements predict eruptions, some do not. Some forces move in cycles humans cannot perceive. Some forces defy prediction entirely. Sometimes magma interacts with water. Deep underground, aquifers or hidden lakes touch the molten rock. The result is not immediate violence. Often it is slow chemical reactions, creating pressure that builds quietly over time. Steam forms. Minerals dissolve and recrystallize. The ground above may swell very slightly. This process can take years before anyone notices, but it is happening continuously, silently, under the world we walk on. The hidden world is not simple. It is layered. A volcano may have multiple chambers, some active, some dormant, some filled with partially solidified rock, some with liquid magma, all connected in ways we cannot see, all influencing each other. One small movement in a lower chamber can change the balance above. Yet the change may be invisible for centuries. The mountain may appear completely still, yet the forces beneath are shifting endlessly. Even the gases themselves tell a story. Carbon dioxide and sulfur escape slowly through tiny cracks. They rise to the surface, sometimes unnoticed. Sometimes the vegetation around the volcano reacts before humans do. Trees grow slower, grass yellows, animals avoid certain slopes. A volcano is speaking in whispers through its environment, but we often fail to listen. The quiet voice of underground power goes unnoticed. Magma chambers do more than store molten rock. They reshape the land over time. As they expand, they lift the surface above. Valleys can rise, slopes can bulge, mountains can grow without fire or smoke. This process is so slow that human memory is too short to record it. Civilizations can rise and fall while the mountain is subtly changing. It waits. It continues. Its power is constant, even if it is hidden. There are chambers that have existed for hundreds of thousands of years. Their rocks were molten long before humans appeared. Their heat has persisted through ice ages, floods, and earthquakes. They have adjusted to the weight of oceans and the pressure of continents, and still they remain, silent, invisible, unnoticed. The world above changes endlessly, but below the system is steady and patient. Some magma moves in pulses, not explosions but pulses, slow waves of movement that can take decades to reach the surface. Each pulse changes pressure. Each pulse alters the balance of forces. But from above, nothing seems to happen. A volcano can appear completely calm while it is adjusting, preparing, and rebalancing below. This is a strange kind of life. Movement without motion, force without sound, waiting without end. The shapes of chambers themselves are mysterious. Some are round, some elongated, some irregular, fractured, and connected like veins. Their geometry controls how pressure builds. It determines where gases escape. It influences whether an eruption will be gentle or violent, slow or sudden. The system is almost like a puzzle, one that humans can observe but never fully solve. It operates on rules we only partially understand. Even when a volcano is considered dormant, the chambers are active. The heat does not disappear, the pressure does not vanish. Tiny chemical reactions continue, rocks expand, minerals shift, magma slowly moves, nothing dramatic happens, nothing human can see. But the forces within are alive, patient, and immense. The volcano is quietly maintaining itself, preparing for what may come centuries later. Some chambers lie under the ocean floor, where water pressure adds another layer of containment. These are even slower to act. The magma may rise so gradually that no waves or surface signs appear. Entire underwater mountains can form without a human ever witnessing the movement. These hidden worlds are more common than people realize. Most volcanic activity happens where no one can see it. Scientists have sometimes discovered new chambers only after an eruption. Lava has flowed in a pattern that reveals the hidden structures. Pressure that accumulated unseen for centuries suddenly becomes visible. And yet, for all their knowledge, scientists cannot always predict what will happen next. The chambers operate on a scale beyond calculation. Their logic is the logic of time, not human observation. This hidden world makes volcanoes unpredictable, not because they are random, not because they are chaotic, but because they move slowly in ways humans cannot perceive. They wait, they adjust, they accumulate, they release. And they do all of this under our feet without asking for attention. A volcano is not a mountain that erupts. It is a system that breathes slowly, endlessly, and invisibly. The quiet pressure beneath the ground is the secret life of volcanoes. Most eruptions that humans notice are the exception, not the rule. The majority of time, the chambers below are still moving, still changing, but without anyone seeing. They are forces in waiting. Forces that remind us that much of the Earth's work happens hidden, invisible, and continuous. As you think about these underground chambers, it becomes strange to imagine the world we live on. We walk over immense energy, over systems that can reshape continents, and we see nothing. The mountain above appears still. The trees sway in the wind. The ground feels solid, yet far below forces pulse slowly, quietly, and persistently. The hidden world beneath a volcano is patient, immense, unseen, and it is always moving, even when nothing above it seems to. Most people picture a volcano as a mountain, a shape rising from the land, a peak against the sky. But that is not the full story. Many volcanoes are not mountains at all. Some exist beneath the ocean, hidden from view. Some stretch along the sea floor for hundreds of miles. They erupt in silence. They reshape the world where no one sees. Most volcanic activity is invisible to humans. We only notice the rare events that happen on land. The majority of volcanoes are doing their work in places no human can witness. Beneath the ocean, pressures are enormous. Water weighs down on the magma, holding it in place. Yet it moves, slowly, constantly, creating new landforms that will never be walked on for centuries. Entire islands have formed this way. Entire underwater mountains have grown without anyone knowing. The eruptions there are not loud. They are quiet releases of heat and energy. No explosions, no fire, only movement. The Earth reshaping itself while we sleep. Some of the largest volcanic structures in the world exist underwater. Mid-ocean ridges stretch for thousands of miles. They are chains of volcanoes, constantly adding new rock to the ocean floor. No one can hear them. No one can see them. Yet their work is shaping the oceans and continents above. Without these hidden eruptions, the Earth would be a very different place. Oceans would be smaller. Land would be less. The scale of change is immense, yet invisible. We walk above it unaware. Submarine volcanoes do not follow the patterns people expect. They erupt in small pulses. Lava slowly oozes from cracks. It cools quickly when it meets water, forming strange shapes. Pillows of rock that seem soft but are solid. Life adapts around these formations. Strange fish, tube worms, and bacteria exist in conditions humans cannot survive. All of this is happening around volcanoes most people do not even know exist. The work of the earth is hidden underwater. Even on land, not all volcanoes look like mountains. Some are small cones. Some are wide, flat formations. Some are fissures in the ground that stretch for miles. Lava comes out, rocks pile up, hills form slowly, and sometimes nothing happens for years. The volcano looks ordinary, but underground magma moves, pressure builds, heat pulses, invisible forces work steadily. Humans may walk past without noticing the constant activity. When volcanoes are under the sea, eruptions can still affect the world above. Lava creates new islands. Gas released changes the chemistry of the ocean. Water temperature shifts slightly. Currents may alter, but these effects are slow, gradual, almost imperceptible. The ocean hides the drama. We might see a small plume of smoke above the surface, a sign we barely notice. Most of the movement is concealed. Most of the work happens where we cannot watch. The fact that most volcanic activity is hidden should change the way we think about power. Humans focus on what we can see: mountains erupting, lava flowing, smoke rising. That is the rare exception. The Earth spends most of its energy quietly, invisibly, and persistently. Volcanoes do not need an audience. Their work does not depend on observation. The oceans hold secrets we will never fully witness. Submarine eruptions can last for years without interruption. Lava flows steadily. New rock forms under crushing pressure. Hydrothermal vents appear. Life springs up around them. The ecosystem is created in darkness. It is completely alien to the human eye. Volcanoes there do not obey our clocks. They operate on scales of centuries. They reshape the planet silently. This hidden world is far larger than the mountains we see. Some underwater volcanoes rise so close to the surface that islands emerge. They may be colonized by birds or plants centuries later. Humans may eventually notice them, but long before anyone saw them, they had existed for decades, formed from fire and water in quiet motion. The ocean conceals them, not because it hides them intentionally, but because the scale is beyond ordinary perception. Volcanoes do not wait for witnesses. They work regardless of attention. Even on land, volcanoes that are not mountains are overlooked. Fissures and small cones rarely make news. They release lava in tiny flows, gases in small amounts. Yet these minor eruptions shape valleys and plains. Rivers change course. Soil composition shifts. Forests adapt. Life moves in response. And still, most people consider volcanoes only when an eruption is dramatic. The truth is that the Earth reshapes itself almost entirely where we cannot watch. Some volcanic systems are connected. A fissure on one side of a plateau may link to a chamber deep below. Movements in one location may affect another hundreds of miles away. This hidden connection is invisible to humans. We rarely measure it, yet it controls how eruptions unfold. Forces interact silently. Rocks bend and crack. Pressure shifts. Magma flows. The system is alive in ways that are completely hidden, and it operates on time scales we cannot perceive. Hydrothermal vents near submarine volcanoes are fascinating. Water heats up, minerals dissolve, strange life forms flourish. These vents exist only because of volcanic heat. They create ecosystems in darkness, a world we cannot breathe in, a world we can barely imagine. Life adapts not to air or sunlight but to invisible energy rising from the magma. All of this is happening far below the surface, unseen, unnoticed, yet thriving. Volcanoes that are not mountains also teach us patience. Most of the energy in the Earth's crust is not visible. Most work is hidden. The rare eruptions are the exception. the rare moment we can witness the force that has been quietly moving for centuries. The ocean and land both conceal more than they reveal, yet everything is connected. The Earth continues reshaping itself, whether humans watch or not. Even when a submarine volcano erupts near the surface, it may not be spectacular. Lava meets water, steam rises, small explosions occur, islands form gradually. People may not notice for months. Years may pass before humans set foot on the new land. The volcano has completed its work quietly. Most of its life is spent unseen. Most of its energy is expressed without fanfare. It is a system of patience and persistence. Some volcanoes exist along long ridges where the ocean floor slowly grows. New rock emerges over centuries. Deep vents release heat. Entire ecosystems thrive in darkness. We can measure temperature changes and chemical shifts. We can map new formations. But we will never experience the true scale or pace. Most eruptions happen where no one can watch. The Earth moves independently. Its work is quiet. Its presence is immense. Even when humans study these hidden volcanoes, they are only glimpsing a fraction of reality. Sensors, sonar, satellites, tools help us see the invisible. But the forces of magma and pressure, the slow oozing of molten rock, the pulses beneath the water and land, these remain largely mysterious. Volcanoes are not mountains in the sense we imagine. They are immense systems of energy, mostly invisible, always active. This perspective changes how we think about the Earth. We are observers of a tiny fraction of what exists. The planet is alive with slow movement, invisible power, and quiet work. Mountains are only the visible signs. Most of the shaping of oceans, valleys, and land occurs far from view. Volcanoes that are not mountains remind us that attention is optional. The Earth does not need witnesses to continue its work. Submarine volcanoes also teach us how different life can be. Creatures adapt to heat, pressure, and chemicals in ways we cannot survive. Strange fish, tube worms, and bacteria thrive where energy is invisible but immense. Ecosystems are born from slow volcanic processes, far from human observation. And yet they persist, evolve, and interact. Life adapts to hidden energy, not visible spectacle. Even large underwater eruptions can go unnoticed. Pressure contains explosions. Lava cools quickly. Islands may form over decades. We may never know the exact moment of change. The work is continuous. The process is patient. And when humans finally witness it, it is often only the last step in a long, invisible story. Volcanoes remind us that most power is unseen, most energy is quiet, and most change happens where no one can watch. Even when a volcano is completely still, it is not silent. It breathes, slowly, gently, in ways that humans cannot hear. Deep beneath the surface, gases rise from molten rock. Carbon dioxide, sulfur, tiny traces of other elements. They escape through cracks, fissures, and hidden vents. Often nothing above ground seems to happen. No smoke, no glow, yet the earth exhales, always. It moves air, water, and minerals without asking for attention. This exhalation is not sudden. It is constant. Like the slow rise and fall of a chest. Some volcanoes release more gas than entire forests. Carbon dioxide flows steadily. Sulfur mixes into the air in small amounts, invisible to us but powerful enough to shape the environment over time. Plants and animals react long before humans notice. Forests grow slower or faster. Soil changes color. Rivers shift. The breathing of the earth shapes the world quietly. Some volcanoes exhale even when they appear extinct. Dormant mountains still have pressure and heat deep inside. The gases continue to escape slowly, finding tiny paths through rock. Humans walk nearby and see only grass and trees. We might never think this mountain is alive, yet every second it releases energy into the world. Every second the planet breathes. The composition of gases varies from volcano to volcano. Some are rich in carbon dioxide, others in sulfur or nitrogen. Each combination changes the air, the soil, even the water around it. Life adapts. Some plants grow faster in these conditions. Some animals avoid areas where gases accumulate. These small effects ripple through ecosystems silently. A volcano can affect life for miles without a single eruption. Under the ocean, this breathing continues. Submarine volcanoes release gases into the water. Tiny bubbles rise toward the surface, sometimes unnoticed. Minerals dissolve into the sea. Tiny organisms feed on them. Entire ecosystems thrive because of gases escaping from rocks below. The process is slow, steady, and invisible. Life exists around this constant exhalation, shaped by it, without ever seeing the volcano itself. Gas release also shapes the volcano itself. When pressure builds too high, small cracks form in the surface. Some gases escape slowly through these cracks. Others dissolve into water or react with minerals. The mountain adjusts to the flow of energy within. Each exhale prevents the buildup of sudden force. This is why many volcanoes can remain quiet for decades, even centuries. Their constant breathing keeps them stable. The smell of sulfur near a volcano is only the faintest hint of what is happening. Humans notice when concentrations are high, but most of the time, the gases mix with the wind. They move unseen, unnoticed, yet they influence weather, soil, and life. Volcanoes shape the environment without anyone realizing it. They are quiet architects of the land. Even tiny fissures in the earth release gas. Some are no wider than a finger, some hidden beneath soil or rocks. Magma beneath continues to exhale. The mountain above does not tremble. The surface may not change at all. But underground, a network of invisible channels moves gases constantly. The system is patient. It adjusts to maintain balance. Humans rarely perceive this hidden work. Sometimes, the gases form clouds above the volcano. Not dramatic plumes, but subtle layers that shimmer in sunlight. They drift slowly. Chemicals in the atmosphere change. The air becomes slightly heavier. Plants respond. Animals respond. Life adjusts in ways we rarely notice. The breathing of the volcano connects the mountain to everything around it. The system is quiet, but it is everywhere. Volcanoes that appear extinct can surprise humans by exhaling suddenly. A small eruption of gas may escape through a crack. Nothing dramatic, but noticeable to those who study them. These tiny exhalations are a reminder that the volcano is still alive, still part of a larger system, still in constant communication with the world. The planet itself is never at rest. Even when dormant, volcanoes influence the atmosphere. Carbon dioxide and sulfur reach high into the sky. They mix with winds. They affect clouds and rainfall patterns. They may contribute to small climate shifts over time. This is another form of breathing, at a scale humans can barely grasp. The mountain inhales deep, then releases, shaping life far from its base. Some gases react with water and soil, forming minerals. Rocks change color. Rivers carry dissolved elements. Soil becomes richer or less fertile. Plants adapt. Life continues around the slow exhalation of energy from below. The process is invisible in the moment but significant over years and centuries. Volcanoes do not hurry. They operate on time scales humans cannot perceive. Submarine volcanoes also exhale gases into cold water. The chemical reactions are different. Life adapts in darkness and pressure. Organisms that can survive here are unlike anything on land. The volcano supports life in ways humans rarely see. The ocean above may appear calm. Nothing seems to move. But below, the Earth breathes constantly, shaping ecosystems we cannot witness. Even humans who study volcanoes often focus only on eruptions, the spectacular events, the lava, the ash clouds. Yet the real work is in the quiet exhalations that happen daily. The system is always active, always releasing energy. It connects magma, rock, water, air, and life into one continuous cycle. Volcanoes are not static. They are alive in ways humans rarely perceive. Some volcanoes have been exhaling for thousands of years. Their gases travel slowly. They may reach the surface in one place, escape through cracks in another. The pattern is complex. Scientists track it with sensors and instruments, but the full system remains a mystery. The breathing of the Earth is larger than any human observation. It does not ask for attention. It simply exists. The gases themselves can be beautiful in small ways. Steam rising slowly, tiny plumes of mist that shimmer in sunlight. Colors may appear in the air from chemicals interacting with sunlight. Subtle and quiet. Most people never notice. Yet the effect is real. Life responds. Plants grow differently. Water chemistry changes. Ecosystems shift in response to this constant, hidden work. Even when humans ignore a volcano, it continues to exhale. The mountain does not stop because no one is watching. The planet continues to breathe. Magma presses against rock. Heat rises. Gases move through cracks. Tiny chemical reactions occur. The system maintains balance, energy, and potential. Humans are observers at the surface, but the work happens below. This constant exhalation teaches something unusual. Not all power needs to be violent. Not all work needs to be visible. Volcanoes remind us that the Earth is alive in quiet, invisible ways. Life adapts. Rocks change. Atmosphere shifts, all through subtle release of gases that humans cannot always see. Patience and persistence are stronger than noise. Some volcanoes release gases in ways that create strange landscapes. Sulfur deposits color the soil yellow. Minerals accumulate in patterns that seem deliberate. Cracks in the ground exhale tiny plumes continuously. Streams change course slightly. Life adapts slowly. Everything reacts to the hidden breathing of the mountain. Humans rarely notice these subtle signs. Even the oceans feel the effects of volcano breathing. Gas bubbles rise from underwater volcanoes. Minerals dissolve into the water. Tiny organisms feed on them. Ecosystems form in darkness, powered by energy humans cannot witness. Life thrives quietly around forces that never make a show. The Earth breathes in hidden places, connecting ocean and land in ways we cannot fully imagine. Volcanoes that exhale quietly are patient. They release energy at a pace that prevents disaster. They adjust. They balance. Their hidden work sustains ecosystems and shapes landscapes. Humans may notice only the rare eruption, but the real story is always in the quiet, constant breathing beneath the surface. It is endless, invisible, powerful. No mountain truly rests. No volcano ever stops. Even when it seems quiet, the Earth is alive, exhaling gases, shaping life, and moving energy slowly through rock, water, and air. Volcanoes are breathing systems. Life responds. Landscapes change. Oceans adapt. And humans are only beginning to understand the rhythm of the planet's quiet exhalations. Long before humans existed, volcanoes were already shaping the world. Entire continents, islands, and valleys came into being because of eruptions no one remembers. Not the dramatic blasts that make the news. Not the lava that glows in photographs. Most of the work of volcanoes happens quietly, over centuries or millennia, creating land that will host life long after humans arrive. The Earth itself is built from their patient activity. Some islands are born entirely from molten rock that once rose from the deep. Lava cools slowly as it reaches the surface, forming new land. Waves crash against it, shaping it further. Wind erodes it, rain soaks it. Over time, soil forms. Plants take root, animals arrive. Entire ecosystems emerge on land that did not exist a few hundred years ago. And all of this starts with invisible pressure and molten rock beneath the surface. Volcanoes also create mountains and valleys. Lava flows fill depressions in the earth. Layers of ash and rock build over older layers, raising the ground. Rivers are redirected. Forests grow in patterns shaped by past eruptions. Even when humans look at a mountain, we see only the surface. We cannot see the countless eruptions that stacked rock over rock, slowly creating what we call a peak or plateau. The story of land is written in invisible time, with volcanoes as the authors. Some continents owe their existence to volcanoes along mid-ocean ridges. Slowly, eruptions push magma up, forming new rock that eventually becomes part of the land above sea level. This process takes millions of years. Human history is a blink compared to it. Entire civilizations appear and vanish while continents continue to grow silently. The power of creation is not loud. It is patient and unseen. Even small eruptions can have lasting effects. Lava flows reshape hillsides. Ash layers enrich soil over time. Minerals deposited by eruptions make land fertile. Plants grow differently. Animals adapt. Rivers carve new paths. The world we walk on is constantly reshaped by forces that humans rarely notice. Volcanoes are creators in ways we do not immediately recognize. Some volcanic islands are formed underwater, only to rise above the surface centuries later. Waves and wind slowly wear the rock into beaches and cliffs. Life begins to colonize the land long before humans set foot. Birds, plants, and insects arrive, shaping the ecosystem. A place that once did not exist becomes a world in its own right. All of this begins with hidden magma moving beneath the surface. Volcanoes do not only create land, they can also redirect it. Lava flows dam rivers. Ash clouds change rainfall patterns. Valleys fill or sink. Even wind and ocean currents can be affected by volcanic activity. Every eruption, every pulse of magma, every layer of cooled lava contributes to the long story of the Earth's surface. Human maps capture only the result, not the process. Some volcanic activity is so slow it feels invisible. Lava flows move at a pace that seems still to the human eye. Yet over years the rock stretches across the land, reshaping it. Hills form, cracks appear, valleys change shape, and when humans finally notice, the land looks permanent. But it was built slowly, patiently, by invisible forces below the surface. Volcanoes also create new habitats. Lava fields eventually cool, forming rock surfaces that mosses and lichens colonize. Over time, soil forms and larger plants grow. Animals arrive, and an ecosystem emerges on a land that never existed before the eruption. Entire life cycles depend on this quiet creation, on energy moving from deep within the earth. Volcanoes are not only destructive, they are the architects of life itself. Some of the most dramatic landscapes are the result of repeated eruptions over thousands of years. Layers of ash and lava build high cliffs and plateaus. Rivers cut through them, creating deep canyons. Vegetation adapts to the new topography. Life evolves in response to land shaped by forces humans cannot witness directly. Every mountain, every valley tells a story of hidden creation, stretching back longer than human memory. Even volcanoes that seem extinct have left traces that continue shaping land. Erosion wears down old lava flows, depositing minerals in rivers and plains. Soil becomes fertile. Forests thrive. Life responds to the quiet work of past eruptions. A volcano may appear dormant, but its influence continues through the land it helped form. Creation does not end when activity ceases. Some islands created by volcanoes are small and fragile. Waves erode their edges. Storms reshape them. Yet life adapts. Plants cling to cliffs. Birds nest in rocky crevices. Fish and marine life thrive in the surrounding waters enriched by volcanic minerals. A place that was once molten rock now supports complex ecosystems. The process begins unseen, with magma beneath the surface, long before life arrives. Volcanoes also shape time itself. Layers of ash record years of activity. Geologists can read these layers like pages in a book, learning how the Earth changed over centuries. Life adapts to these changes. Humans study the land, but the volcanoes have been writing their story long before humans existed and will continue after humans are gone. Their work is patient and enduring. Even volcanic eruptions that appear destructive at first contribute to creation. Lava destroys forests, but it also forms new soil. Ash covers old land, creating fertile ground. Minerals released enrich rivers. Over time, the landscape rebounds, often more diverse than before. The violence is temporary. The creation lasts for centuries. Volcanoes remind us that destruction and creation are part of the same process. Submarine volcanoes continue this story underwater. Lava flows create new seafloor. Hydrothermal vents form. Ecosystems develop in darkness, fueled by minerals and heat from the earth. The ocean itself is shaped by this hidden activity. Islands rise slowly, currents shift, life adapts. The process is continuous, unseen, and immense. Most of it happens where humans cannot watch. Some volcanic chains extend for thousands of miles, connecting continents and islands. They are ancient creators. Each eruption adds a layer to the system. Over time, new land emerges. Life colonizes it. Rivers find new paths. Mountains form. Valleys deepen. The world is shaped silently, slowly, and invisibly by forces beneath the surface. Humans notice only the rare eruption. Even dormant volcanoes leave marks on the land. Rock formations, fertile soils, and mineral deposits persist for centuries. Life continues to adapt to the conditions created long ago. Rivers, forests, and ecosystems respond to volcanic activity that humans can barely perceive. Volcanoes shape the world continuously, whether or not anyone watches. The work of volcanoes is patient. It does not require an audience. Entire landscapes exist because of eruptions that no human witnessed. Islands, mountains, and valleys appear over centuries. Life adapts. The land changes. The planet continues its quiet work. Volcanoes are not only destroyers. They are the origin points of continents, islands, and life itself. Even when humans think a volcano is inactive, it has shaped everything around it. Soil, rivers, vegetation, and landforms all tell the story of past eruptions. Volcanoes exist beyond human time. They create slowly, invisibly, and persistently. The Earth would be unrecognizable without them. They shape time itself, leaving a mark on the world long after they rest. Every step we take, every forest we see, every river we follow, may owe its existence to a volcano that erupted quietly, far in the past. Volcanoes are patient architects. They build slowly. They build steadily. They shape the land on time scales humans cannot fully comprehend. And their work continues, long before humans arrived and long after we are gone. Even in the most ordinary landscapes, traces of volcanoes remain. Hills, cliffs, and soil all hint at eruptions that no one remembers. Lava and ash form the foundation of life. The work is continuous, invisible, and immense. The earth is alive with creation, guided by the patient force of volcanoes. They remind us that most of the world is built silently, by forces we can only begin to imagine. Even when humans declare a volcano extinct, it may not be dead. The truth is uncertain. Geologists often have to guess. Dormant volcanoes are easier to understand. They rest for decades or centuries but still hold heat, pressure, and potential deep below the surface. Extinct volcanoes, on the other hand, are a human label. The Earth does not follow human categories. It does not stop quietly because someone decides it has. Some volcanoes appear completely lifeless. Their slopes are covered with forests. Rivers run across their base. People build towns on their flanks. The surface shows no sign of activity. Yet deep below, heat persists. Molten rock slowly adjusts. Pressure remains. Gas escapes in small amounts. The mountain exhales quietly, almost imperceptibly. To call it extinct is a guess, not a certainty. Even dormant volcanoes can surprise humans. Small tremors may begin under a slope. Gas may escape from cracks that were previously sealed. Water chemistry in nearby rivers may shift. These are subtle signs, often missed for years. Yet they hint at energy slowly accumulating below. Dormant does not mean powerless. It does not mean quiet in the way humans understand. It means waiting. Patiently, invisibly, endlessly. Extinct volcanoes are even stranger. They may appear frozen in time. No eruptions, no tremors, no steam. And yet rocks deep below can remain hot for millennia. Magma may slowly move. Small fractures can open and close. Gas may seep in tiny amounts. The mountain looks dead, but it is still alive in ways humans cannot perceive. Extinct is often a convenient label, not a fact. Some volcanoes awaken after thousands of years. Places considered inactive suddenly erupt. Entire landscapes change overnight. People are astonished because they assumed the volcano was finished. Yet the mountain had been breathing quietly. It had been holding energy, adjusting, waiting for a reason to move. Time for a volcano is not measured in decades. It is measured in centuries or millennia. The lingering heat beneath volcanoes affects more than just potential eruptions. It changes the landscape subtly. Rocks expand and contract. Minerals shift. Water beneath the surface may boil slowly, forming hidden geysers or heated springs. Soil chemistry changes. Plants respond. Animals sense subtle changes. Life around dormant volcanoes adapts to invisible forces that continue beneath the ground. Even volcanoes that appear extinct influence the world around them. Heat can alter groundwater flow. Small tremors change soil structure. Gas escapes through invisible cracks. These subtle effects accumulate over time. The mountain continues to interact with its environment quietly, reshaping it in ways humans rarely notice. Dormant and extinct are labels we apply, but the work of the earth continues. Some volcanoes have cycles longer than human memory. They sleep for centuries, then awaken briefly, then rest again. Dormancy is part of their life rhythm. Extinction is never certain. The mountain operates on a scale that humans cannot perceive. It ignores calendars, generations, and even civilizations. Its pulse continues slowly, invisibly below the surface. Magma chambers beneath dormant volcanoes remain warm. Pressure accumulates in slow waves. Rock bends. Tiny cracks form. Water underground may turn to steam, creating hidden pressure pockets. All of this is happening without humans noticing. Even when everything seems still, forces are active. A volcano does not die quietly. It waits. It shifts. It exists in ways humans cannot measure. Even the air above an extinct-looking volcano can show signs of hidden activity. Small emissions of carbon dioxide may escape through soil. Sulfur may rise from cracks unseen. The changes are subtle but real. Plants respond. Microorganisms in the soil adjust. Life senses the energy that humans cannot see. The mountain may appear lifeless, but the planet itself is alive with quiet movement. Volcanoes that never fully die remind us that certainty is limited. We may walk near an extinct volcano and feel safe. Maps may mark it as inactive. Scientists may label it extinct. But the Earth does not obey our assumptions. Energy remains beneath the surface. Forces continue. Time moves differently below the mountain than above it. We cannot fully know what is happening. Some dormant volcanoes give hints through small changes. The slope may swell slightly. Water chemistry may shift. Tiny earthquakes may occur. These subtle signs are often dismissed. Humans see nothing dramatic. Yet the mountain is alive, slowly responding to energy deep below. The process is invisible to most, but it continues. Patience is the true measure of a volcano. Even volcanoes considered extinct have left heat deep in the crust. This heat can influence other geological processes. Ground may soften slightly. Magma may move in hidden pockets. Minerals may change form. Water may heat slowly underground. Life adapts quietly to these conditions, even if humans never notice. The mountain is not gone. It is only sleeping in ways humans cannot comprehend. Some volcanoes may remain quiet for thousands of years before showing any sign of life. A single eruption may remind humans of the hidden power beneath. Lava flows slowly. Gas escapes. Rocks fracture. Ecosystems respond. The mountain has existed far longer than humans have noticed, and it will continue long after humans have gone. Extinct is only a word. The reality is persistent energy quietly moving. Dormant and extinct volcanoes teach us about patience and scale. Human lifetimes are fleeting. Generations pass quickly. Yet a volcano's heat and pressure continue without regard for human observation. It may seem still, but it is not. The system is complex, invisible, and enduring. Nothing truly shuts off. Energy continues to flow quietly under the surface, under forests, under cities, and beneath the oceans. Even when humans ignore the warning signs, volcanoes continue their work. Tiny changes accumulate over decades. Pressure builds slowly. Magma moves in almost imperceptible ways. Cracks open. Gases escape. The mountain remains alive, influencing life and landscapes around it. Dormant and extinct are human ideas. The volcano itself operates on a timeline that ignores labels. Some volcanoes leave heat and pressure even after apparent inactivity. The surrounding rock may be warm. Groundwater may be heated. Small chemical changes occur in soil and water. Microorganisms adapt. Plants grow differently. Animals sense subtle changes. The influence of a dormant or extinct-looking volcano continues, quietly, invisibly, and endlessly. Time is different for a volcano. Centuries are brief. Millennia are moments. Human assumptions of death and inactivity do not apply. The mountain operates on scales of energy that humans cannot fully perceive. Dormant volcanoes wait. Extinct volcanoes may not exist as true death. The Earth continues its work beneath them, whether humans notice or not. Even the smallest sign of activity can be misleading. A tiny tremor, a small gas emission, a slight change in slope may indicate ongoing processes, or it may be a minor adjustment. Humans cannot know with certainty. Volcanoes remind us that the planet does not stop, even when we assume it has. Energy persists, heat persists, pressure persists. The mountain continues to exist, quietly and persistently. Dormant and extinct volcanoes are lessons in humility. Humans may name them, categorize them, and assume they understand. Yet the mountain itself defies certainty. Energy remains. Forces continue. Life adapts. Landscapes change. Time moves differently. Nothing truly shuts off. And when the mountain finally moves, it reminds humans how much they could not see, could not predict, and could not control. Humans have always been drawn to volcanoes. Their slopes offer fertile soil. Valleys near them provide water. Islands formed by ancient eruptions invite settlement. People build homes, towns, and cities in these places, often without thinking about the slow patience of the mountain beneath. Generations live their entire lives near a volcano, and for all that time, it seems unchanged. Civilizations rise, empires flourish, cities grow into bustling centers, streets are paved, markets appear, children play in courtyards, and all the while the volcano waits. It does not notice human schedules, politics, or plans. Its time is measured in centuries, not decades. To the mountain, human lives are fleeting. To humans, it is a neighbor, sometimes imposing, sometimes scenic, but always patient. Many ancient cities were built near volcanoes intentionally. The ash and lava from previous eruptions create soil rich in minerals. Crops grow better. Forests thrive. Life is easier in these places. Humans may sense the subtle danger, but the rewards often outweigh the fear. They settle, cultivate, and adapt. Meanwhile, the volcano beneath them continues to exist on its own terms. Its movements are invisible, slow, and patient. Some cities vanish while the volcano sleeps. Entire civilizations are erased by time, conflict, or natural events. Streets crumble, houses decay, marketplaces disappear. And yet the volcano remains, unchanged in its patience. Lava may not flow for hundreds of years, but the energy below never stops. The mountain exists beyond human memory. It watches silently as generations live and die. Volcanoes do not hurry. Their eruptions are rare compared to human lifetimes. This creates a strange contrast. People plan their days, their months, even their centuries. They build monuments, schools, and cities. The mountain waits through all of it. Its slowness makes humans feel powerful, in control, unaware that their entire existence is just a brief moment in a timeline the volcano measures in millennia. Some civilizations flourished on the slopes of volcanoes and then disappeared without leaving much trace. Volcanoes outlast even the most ambitious empires. Roads, aqueducts, and temples crumble. Nature reclaims the land. Forests grow over abandoned settlements. Rivers change course. The mountain remains. Its presence is steady. Its patience is unshakable. The human world passes by, but the volcano continues to exist quietly. Volcanoes influence human history even when they do not erupt. Their presence affects settlement patterns. People build near rivers that run through volcanic soil. Cities benefit from fertile land, mineral resources, and strategic locations. Trade routes develop along volcanic valleys. Empires expand or contract around them. The mountain's quiet power shapes human life, even when humans are unaware. Sometimes a small eruption or gas release reminds humans of the hidden force below. People notice cracks, warm soil, or steam rising from the ground. They may adjust their lives. Yet even these signs are minor compared to the patience of the volcano. Most of its work continues unseen, untouched by human observation. Cities come and go. The mountain remains, a constant presence in a changing world. Volcanoes have shaped civilizations without ever interacting directly. Ash layers mark the passing of centuries. Lava flows determine where rivers run. Minerals enrich farmland. Life responds to subtle changes long before humans notice. Entire cultures develop in response to landscapes shaped by volcanoes. And still, the mountain waits, indifferent to human achievements. Some cities rebuild after eruptions, forgetting the patience of the volcano. People may move back, grow new crops, and continue life as if the mountain had not changed. Generations repeat this cycle. The volcano does not judge. It simply exists. Its energy continues to flow beneath the surface. It does not hurry. It does not act with intention, yet its presence influences everything around it. Even when human history seems disconnected from volcanoes, the influence is there. Roads are laid along valleys carved by ancient lava. Rivers follow paths blocked by old flows. Soil carries nutrients deposited centuries ago. Buildings, gardens, and farms exist because of land shaped in ways humans may never fully understand. Volcanoes are creators of human opportunity, even while remaining silent. The contrast between human time and volcanic time is striking. Humans' plan lives in years or decades. Volcanoes operate in centuries and millennia. Empires appear and vanish. Cities are abandoned and rebuilt. Wars are fought and forgotten. And through all of it, the mountain remains patient and eternal. Its perspective is slow, indifferent, and immense. Humans experience only fleeting glimpses of its influence. Sometimes the presence of a volcano inspires myths, legends, and stories. People may fear it, worship it, or honor it. Temples and shrines are built. Festivals are celebrated. Humans attempt to understand something far larger than themselves. Yet the volcano does not need recognition. It continues quietly, influencing the world without intention. Life forms, civilizations, and cultures pass, while the mountain waits. Even modern cities near volcanoes live with this quiet power. Roads, houses, and skyscrapers may exist on slopes shaped by ancient eruptions. Sensors detect tremors, gases, and temperature changes. Yet most of the time, nothing visible occurs. People move through their daily routines, unaware of energy slowly adjusting below. The mountain has seen far more than any human lifetime and will continue long after human memory fades. Some of the most fertile farmland exists near volcanoes. Crops grow better, trees bear fruit, people settle and thrive. Yet even as humans cultivate the land, the mountain waits. It measures time differently. It accumulates energy slowly. It releases forces unpredictably. Cities may plan around safety, but the ultimate patience belongs to the volcano, not to human schedules. Volcanoes teach a strange kind of humility. No human city can last forever. No empire can endure indefinitely. But the mountain remains silent, patient, and immense. Even small eruptions or gas releases are just glimpses of energy accumulated over centuries. Human activity may reshape the surface temporarily, but the volcano continues to exist underneath, unaffected by our passing lives. Even in abandoned villages or ruins, the influence of volcanoes persists. Fertile soil, rock formations, and mineral deposits continue to shape life. Animals and plants adapt to conditions created long ago. Humans leave, civilizations fall, yet the mountain remains. Its time scale dwarfs our own. Patience and persistence are written into its very existence. Some volcanoes have watched entire civilizations rise and fall without ever changing their own behavior. From human perspective, centuries may seem long. From the mountain's perspective, they are just moments. Cities crumble, empires fade. The mountain remains calm, vast, and eternal. Its work is quiet, continuous, and beyond human reckoning. Even the most bustling cities cannot alter the mountain's patience. Roads, buildings, and populations come and go. Earthquakes, small tremors, and eruptions may adjust local life. Yet the volcano continues, its energy flowing slowly, constantly beneath the surface. Human history passes by. The volcano waits. Generations are born, live, and die near volcanoes. They may honor them, fear them, or ignore them. Cities grow, Civilizations expand and humans believe they control their world. Meanwhile, the mountain operates on its own terms. It accumulates energy. It releases gas. It shifts slowly. Its presence is vast, quiet, and enduring. Humans are only brief witnesses to its patience. Volcanoes remind us that our time is fleeting. Cities come and go. Civilizations pass. Life adapts. Landscapes change. Yet the mountain remains. Its patience is immense. Its quiet power is constant. Even when humans forget, it continues to exist, waiting, observing, and shaping the world on its own terms. Even with all our technology, predicting a volcano is never certain. Scientists place seismographs on slopes, measuring tiny tremors. Gas sensors track carbon dioxide, sulfur, and other invisible emissions. Thermal cameras watch for heat changes. Satellites orbit the planet, recording shifts in the land from space. Yet despite all this, certainty remains out of reach. The mountain refuses precision. Volcanoes operate on scales humans can barely perceive. Energy accumulates slowly beneath the surface. Magma moves through hidden chambers. Pressure builds and shifts unpredictably. Tiny cracks may open, then close. Gases escape in pulses too small to notice. Even when instruments detect changes, the signals can be ambiguous. The mountain is alive, patient, and quietly unpredictable. Seismographs record vibrations that humans cannot feel. Some are caused by magma slowly pushing against rock. Others come from tectonic shifts far below. The signals can be regular or erratic. Scientists analyze patterns, searching for warnings. Yet every volcano has its own rhythm. A pattern that predicts one eruption may be meaningless for another. The Earth refuses simplicity. Gas sensors offer another view. Carbon dioxide rises, sulfur escapes, invisible to the naked eye. The readings can indicate pressure building or magma moving closer to the surface. But small variations may mean nothing. The mountain exhales constantly, like a slow, hidden heartbeat. Predicting when it will explode, if ever, is nearly impossible. Humans can only estimate, never know with certainty. Even satellites cannot see everything. Heat changes on the surface can signal volcanic activity. Swelling slopes may indicate magma accumulation. Yet clouds, wind, and vegetation can hide or mimic these signs. A mountain that seems calm from above may be quietly alive below. Even our most advanced tools cannot capture the full complexity. The Earth refuses to be fully understood. Volcanoes have hidden chambers that stretch for miles beneath the surface. Magma flows slowly through these networks, sometimes splitting into new paths. Pressure shifts in ways instruments cannot always detect. A volcano may seem dormant while energy moves invisibly underground. Even with careful monitoring, predicting the exact moment of activity is a challenge. The mountain keeps its secrets. Small earthquakes often occur near volcanoes. They may indicate pressure release or magma movement, but not every tremor leads to an eruption. Some signals are false alarms. Others are early warnings that humans cannot interpret immediately. The mountain speaks in vibrations, subtle and complex, refusing to be simplified. Scientists listen, but the message is never complete. Volcanoes are influenced by factors humans cannot control. Water seeps into cracks, cooling magma or creating steam. Rocks bend and fracture under stress. Underground gases mix in complex ways. Even tiny shifts can change the timing of an eruption. Instruments record data, but the system is far too complex to predict with precision. The Earth is patient and mysterious. Historical eruptions teach lessons, but they also highlight uncertainty. A volcano may erupt violently after centuries of silence. Another may remain calm despite warning signs. Human records are short compared to the life of a volcano. Patterns can guide predictions, but they can never guarantee them. The mountain moves on its own schedule. We can observe, measure, and estimate, but never fully know. Thermal imaging reveals hidden heat beneath the surface. Some areas warm gradually, others change suddenly. Scientists interpret these readings to assess risk, yet heat alone cannot predict an eruption. Magma may stall, pressure may release slowly, and cracks may adjust. The mountain acts according to forces invisible to us. Technology gives clues, not certainty. Even when humans create elaborate monitoring networks, volcanoes resist control. Sensors, cameras, satellites, and instruments gather enormous amounts of data. Scientists analyze every reading. Patterns emerge. Probabilities are calculated. And still, the mountain may surprise. It may erupt unexpectedly or remain calm for centuries. Prediction is an art of approximation, not a science of certainty. Gas emissions are sometimes subtle. Carbon dioxide may rise for days or weeks, then normalize. Sulfur levels fluctuate unpredictably. Instruments record, but interpretation is difficult. The mountain breathes constantly, sometimes hinting at change, sometimes simply existing. Humans learn to read these hints, but the full message remains hidden. Precision is impossible. Seismic swarms, groups of small earthquakes, may signal unrest. Scientists monitor them closely. Yet swarms do not always lead to eruptions. Sometimes they end quietly. Other times they precede dramatic activity. The mountain's signals are ambiguous. Its timing is patient. Its message is complex. Humans can never fully predict its next move. Volcanoes remind us of the limits of knowledge. Even with advanced technology, the mountain maintains uncertainty. It does not move according to human schedules. It acts according to energy, pressure, and hidden forces that are invisible to us. Tremors, gas emissions, and heat changes are clues, not certainties. The Earth keeps its secrets. Some volcanoes give almost no warning. Others provide subtle hints over decades. Each is different. Scientists study history, measure gases, record vibrations, and observe swelling slopes. Yet the outcome remains unknown until the mountain acts. Predicting the precise moment is impossible. Observation teaches patience and humility more than it teaches certainty. Even with all our tools, we are observers at the surface. The volcano moves according to hidden forces underground. Pressure builds slowly. Magma shifts. Gases escape. Tiny fractures form. The mountain operates in ways we cannot fully perceive. Monitoring is a way to glimpse its rhythm, but we never grasp the full story. Technology provides insight, not answers. Instruments detect what we cannot see. Satellites reveal changes invisible to human eyes. Seismographs pick up vibrations we cannot feel. Gas sensors reveal emissions we cannot smell. But the system is vast, complex, and patient. Prediction is never absolute. Volcanoes operate on scales humans cannot measure directly. Even minor eruptions highlight the limits of knowledge. A small lava flow may appear suddenly. Gas emissions may spike unexpectedly. Minor tremors may precede or follow eruptions. Humans can analyze and estimate, but certainty is always elusive. The mountain acts according to its own rules. The Earth refuses to be pinned down. Volcanoes operate on patience far beyond human understanding. Their hidden chambers, slow magma flows, and invisible gases defy prediction. Every eruption is preceded by invisible work we may never see. Every movement is part of a pattern too complex for certainty. Scientists observe, measure, and calculate, but the mountain keeps its ultimate intentions hidden. Even when monitoring systems are extensive, the mountain surprises. Eruptions may occur with little warning. Gas emissions may rise without immediate effect. Thermal changes may signal nothing. The Earth operates on its own scale. Technology gives humans a window, not a blueprint. The volcano is patient, quiet, and ultimately unknowable. Volcanoes teach the limits of human understanding. Tremors, gases, and heat provide hints. Satellites and instruments offer data. Yet certainty never arrives. The mountain waits. It moves according to invisible forces. Its patience is immense. Its work continues. Humans can observe and measure, but the ultimate timing, scale, and effect remain a mystery. Even as humans build monitoring networks, volcanoes operate independently. Hidden magma shifts, pressure adjusts, gases escape, tiny fractures form. The mountain continues its work, unaffected by observation or prediction. Certainty is impossible. The Earth moves in slow, invisible rhythms that outlast our lifetimes. The mountain refuses simplicity. It moves according to energy, pressure, and forces we cannot fully perceive. Tremors, gas emissions, heat changes, and swelling slopes are clues, not answers. Even with the best technology, prediction is approximate. The mountain's work continues quietly, endlessly, beyond human reckoning. Even after centuries of study, humans remain students of the volcano. Its patterns are complex. Its timing is patient. Its energy is invisible until it expresses itself. Observation teaches curiosity and humility, not certainty. The mountain moves on its own terms, reminding us that knowledge has limits. Volcanoes can change the world without humans even noticing at first. Some eruptions are massive, sending ash and gas high into the sky. Clouds carry these particles far from the mountain, across continents, oceans, and climates. Sunsets change color. Skies glow in ways no one expects. The world feels subtle shifts, quiet consequences that last for months, even years. Not every eruption is dramatic at first glance. Some release fine ash that floats invisibly for miles. Particles block sunlight slightly, cooling the air. Crops may grow slower. Rivers may carry slightly more minerals. The change is gradual, almost imperceptible, yet the cumulative effect can be immense. Humans may never fully see the scale of influence. Some eruptions send sulfur into the atmosphere. Tiny particles reflect sunlight back into space. Temperatures drop slightly. Seasons shift. Summers can feel cooler. Storms may appear in unexpected regions. These quiet effects ripple through ecosystems. Animals respond. Plants adjust growth cycles. The world adapts, often without realizing a volcano caused it. Large volcanic events have changed history. Crops failed. Societies struggled. Rivers froze or flooded unexpectedly. Humans felt the consequences, even far from the eruption itself. The mountain may have erupted in a remote place, but its influence reached continents. Civilization responded to a force that no one could see fully. The volcano remained patient, indifferent to human concern. Ash clouds can travel thousands of miles. Tiny particles float high, carried by wind. They settle slowly, changing the color of soil, the acidity of water, and the growth of plants. Rivers and lakes collect minerals released from volcanic eruptions. Fish populations adjust. Forests change subtly. Life responds to invisible alterations, shaped by forces humans can barely perceive. Some eruptions are so subtle in effect that they are noticed only in hindsight. Scientists studying ice cores and tree rings discover evidence of changes in climate. Years later, historians realize a crop failure, famine, or migration coincided with a volcanic event. The mountain has acted quietly, reshaping the world without spectacle. Its impact is long-lasting, and patience is its tool. Even small eruptions affect the sky. Sunsets and sunrises glow red and orange. Clouds shimmer in unusual ways. Particles scatter light differently. People may notice these changes and wonder about their cause. Few realize that distant eruptions are shaping the air they breathe and the colors they see. The volcano influences life in ways subtle and pervasive. Volcanic eruptions can influence oceans too. Particles settle on the surface, changing water chemistry slightly. Nutrients reach plankton and small organisms. Life adapts quietly. Even species far from the eruption are affected by changes in ocean currents or temperature. The mountain acts invisibly, a quiet architect of ecosystems beyond its slopes. Some eruptions inject carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. This changes the balance of gases. It influences weather patterns. Even humans far away may experience cooler summers or unusual rainfall. Plants adjust their growth. Animals move differently. The world responds slowly to forces released from the heart of a mountain. The impact is quiet, subtle, but immense. Ash can block sunlight for months, crops grow slower, rivers carry minerals from erupted rock, soil changes its chemistry, plants may thrive in new ways or struggle, animals shift their patterns, entire ecosystems respond. Humans may notice hunger, migration, or unusual weather, unaware that the mountain is the cause. The volcano moves quietly, shaping life without a dramatic show. Some eruptions create stratospheric clouds that reflect light. Sunsets become surreal. Skies shimmer. People in distant countries see colors they have never seen. This quiet display reminds the world that mountains far away can touch daily life in subtle ways. The influence of a volcano extends beyond what humans can imagine, often without a single eruption being dramatic enough to record in history books. Volcanoes affect the rhythm of seasons. Slight cooling from ash clouds delays plant growth. Rain patterns adjust slowly. Animals respond. Migration patterns shift. Even human agriculture can be affected subtly without an eruption appearing violent. The earth responds to the mountain's patient energy, unseen yet present everywhere. Some eruptions leave behind thick layers of ash and lava that slowly release minerals over decades. Rivers and soils absorb them gradually. Crops flourish differently. Forests grow in unique ways. Animals adapt. The mountain's influence continues long after humans have noticed, shaping life quietly, patiently, and invisibly. Even when eruptions seem minor, their cumulative effect can be vast. Airborne particles travel continents. Rivers carry minerals across landscapes. Soil chemistry changes slowly. Life responds over decades. Humans may record a drought, a famine, or migration, not realizing it started with a mountain thousands of miles away. The influence is quiet but immense. Some volcanic eruptions cause global cooling. Temperatures drop slightly for months or years. Summers feel shorter. Winters seem harsher. Crops grow differently. Forests change subtly. The world adapts to these invisible shifts. Human perception often misses the connection to the distant mountain. The volcano moves quietly, influencing far beyond its slopes. Even underwater volcanoes affect the world. Submarine eruptions release gases and minerals into the ocean. Currents carry these effects across thousands of miles. Plankton blooms. Fish populations adjust. Marine life thrives or struggles subtly. Humans may never notice these shifts directly, yet the mountain's influence is felt across the oceans. Volcanoes show that power does not need spectacle. Entire climates can shift. Ecosystems adapt. Human life adjusts. Sunsets change colors. Air and water chemistry fluctuate. Animals move differently. The effects are patient, quiet, and immense. The mountain acts without hurry, without notice, and yet its reach spans continents and oceans. Even the most distant eruptions leave signs for those who study them carefully. Layers of ash in soil, ice cores, and sediments record the past. Scientists piece together clues to understand how climate and life responded. These records reveal subtle consequences that ripple through the planet over decades and centuries. Volcanoes write history invisibly, quietly, and patiently. Some eruptions are invisible to humans at the time. Ash may spread slowly. Particles may mix with clouds. Rain carries minerals to new places. The world adjusts. Plants and animals respond in subtle ways. Human awareness comes later when the consequences become noticeable. The mountain has moved quietly, changing the earth without anyone realizing. Even massive eruptions may be quiet in impact relative to human perception. Lava flows reshape local landscapes, while clouds affect climates far away. Life adapts. Rivers, forests, and oceans respond. Humans may notice only the distant effects or sudden weather changes. The mountain's power is immense, patient, and invisible, extending far beyond the eruption itself. Some volcanic events alter the sky in ways that last for weeks. Sunsets glow in unusual shades. Skies shimmer with reds, oranges, and purples. People notice the colors, wonder at their beauty, and rarely connect them to a distant eruption. The mountain communicates subtly, quietly, and widely, influencing life on scales humans cannot fully grasp. Volcanoes remind us that consequences can be enormous without spectacle. Ash, gases, and particles influence climate, weather, and life across continents. Human perception often misses these effects. Yet the planet responds, ecosystems shift, and life adapts to quiet forces originating far away. The mountain acts invisibly, patiently, and persistently. Even today, scientists track eruptions to understand their global impact. Ash clouds, sulfur, carbon dioxide, and heat all play a role. Data reveals patterns, yet prediction remains difficult. The Earth continues to respond quietly. Life adapts slowly. The influence of volcanoes reaches far beyond their slopes, often unnoticed by those who feel the effects indirectly. Volcanoes act on patience and scale that humans can barely perceive. Their eruptions may seem local, but their influence can be global. Sunsets glow differently. Seasons shift. Oceans respond. Life adapts. The mountain works invisibly, quietly, and with immense patience, reminding humans that true power does not always need to be visible. Some volcanoes erupt without warning. Their surfaces may look calm, covered in grass or forests. Streams run gently down their slopes. Birds sing. People walk nearby, unaware of the hidden energy beneath. Then suddenly, a burst of steam, ash, or gas escapes. It is called a phreatic eruption, and it can happen without the usual signs that scientists expect. The mountain moves quietly until it chooses to act. Phreatic eruptions are caused by water meeting heat. Rainwater seeps into cracks. Underground, it meets hot rock or magma. Pressure builds quickly. Steam forms and expands. Rocks fracture. Gas and ash escape violently in an instant. There are no long tremors or warning signs. The eruption is brief, powerful, and unpredictable. The mountain hides its preparation beneath a calm surface. These eruptions can occur in volcanoes considered dormant. A slope may look untouched for decades. Trails wind across the landscape. People may hike or camp. The mountain seems still, yet deep beneath, energy accumulates. Water, rock, and gas interact in hidden chambers. In moments, the volcano reminds the world of its invisible activity. Even when scientists monitor volcanoes carefully, phreatic eruptions challenge understanding. Seismographs may record minor tremors that seem unimportant. Gas sensors may detect slight changes that are dismissed. Thermal cameras may not notice the exact spot where pressure builds. The eruption happens in a place too small or sudden to be fully captured by technology. The mountain keeps its secrets. Some eruptions are almost silent at first. A faint hiss of steam, a small crack, a subtle shift in soil may occur. Most go unnoticed. Then suddenly, ash and gas shoot into the sky. Rocks may be thrown short distances. The event is brief but intense. The mountain has acted without warning, reminding humans of its hidden forces. Observation cannot fully predict the timing or scale. Phreatic eruptions often occur in areas with hot springs or fumaroles. Water is already present, heated by the mountain's energy. Small changes in temperature or pressure can trigger a sudden release. The system is unstable, balanced on a fine line. A gentle push, unseen and unmeasured, can produce an eruption. The mountain waits patiently, silent until the moment it acts. Even when a volcano appears perfectly calm, instability can exist below. Underground, rock and water interact continuously. Tiny cracks form and close. Pressure shifts. Steam builds quietly. The surface shows no sign of what is happening underneath. Then, without warning, the energy finds an escape. The eruption happens in seconds, leaving humans astonished. Some eruptions are small, producing only clouds of steam and ash. Others are larger, throwing rocks and debris short distances. Even the smaller events remind us of the mountain's hidden forces. Energy can accumulate silently for months or years. The surface remains peaceful, deceptive, and still. Humans can only watch as the mountain decides when to release its power. Even in well-monitored volcanoes, predicting phreatic eruptions is almost impossible. Instruments can detect minor tremors or gas fluctuations, but these signs may never lead to an eruption. The system is complex, sensitive, and unpredictable. Water, rock, and gas interact in ways humans can measure only roughly. The mountain moves on its own timeline, invisible to human schedules. Some phreatic eruptions leave ash and debris in strange patterns. Rocks scatter across slopes. Trees may be stripped or scorched. Streams carry sediment downstream. Animals adapt quickly, sensing danger before humans do. Life responds to sudden shifts quietly, while humans are startled by the suddenness. The mountain affects its surroundings without planning, yet with immense influence. Even when eruptions seem harmless, they remind humans that calm surfaces can hide instability. A slope covered in greenery may seem safe. Trails and campsites may appear undisturbed. Birds may sing. Streams may flow steadily. Yet beneath, energy waits. A small spark, a sudden steam pocket, can produce a rapid eruption. The mountain acts on its own terms. Some eruptions happen in remote areas, unseen by humans entirely. Steam escapes, ash rises, rocks shift. The mountain reminds the world of its hidden forces without being noticed. Life adapts quietly. Rivers and soil carry traces of the event. The earth adjusts to subtle changes that humans may never witness directly. The mountain's patience and unpredictability continue. Phreatic eruptions show that even dormant-looking mountains can surprise. Humans may assume safety. Instruments may show nothing alarming. And yet, hidden interactions of water and heat can produce an eruption in an instant. The mountain waits, invisible, patient, and unpredictable. Time passes differently for humans than for the mountain. Seconds can become the turning point of energy accumulated for years. Even small eruptions can change landscapes subtly. Streams may reroute, soil may shift, minerals may be deposited in new patterns, plants may grow differently, animals adjust quickly. Humans notice only the visible ash or displaced rocks, unaware of the invisible forces beneath. The mountain continues to shape its surroundings quietly, unpredictably, and without intention. Some eruptions occur near lakes, rivers, or craters filled with water. The interaction between heat and water can trigger sudden activity. Steam, gas, and ash escape explosively. The event can be brief, yet the energy released is immense. Human perception is often too slow to notice the buildup. The mountain acts independently, with hidden forces guiding its sudden movement. Even volcanoes monitored by satellites can produce surprises. Heat changes, swelling, and gas emissions may appear minor or go unnoticed. The eruption occurs in a small chamber that instruments cannot fully capture. The mountain acts on scales and locations that humans cannot measure precisely. The result is sudden, brief, and unforgettable for those who witness it. Some eruptions leave subtle signs only detectable later. Ash settles on slopes, rocks are displaced, streams carry debris downstream, soil chemistry changes, animals may move away quietly. Life responds to the hidden energy released beneath. Humans may never understand fully how much energy accumulated before the sudden event. The mountain works quietly, invisibly, and unpredictably. Even calm volcanoes remind humans that appearances are deceptive. The mountain may look dormant, quiet, and safe. Birds may sing. Trails may cross its slopes. Streams may run gently. Yet water, heat, and rock interact invisibly below. Pressure builds slowly until it is released in a sudden phreatic eruption. The mountain waits, patient and unpredictable. Some eruptions occur with barely any ash, leaving only slight depressions or displaced rocks. Others produce clouds that drift miles away. The effects may seem minor locally, but demonstrate the mountain's hidden forces. Humans witness only fragments of the mountain's energy. The rest remains invisible, flowing quietly beneath the surface, waiting for the next moment to act. Phreatic eruptions remind humans that not all danger is obvious. Calm surfaces can hide instability. Mountains have hidden chambers, water pockets, and gas pressure. Instruments can hint but never guarantee. Humans observe. The mountain waits, unpredictable, patient, and immense. Its sudden movements are reminders that the earth works on scales and rhythms beyond human perception. Even after centuries of study, volcanoes can erupt without warning. Sudden bursts of steam, ash, or gas appear where no one expected. The mountain's forces have accumulated quietly, invisibly, and patiently. Humans may only see the outcome, unable to fully grasp the buildup. The eruption is a brief glimpse into processes that occur slowly, secretly, and continuously beneath the surface. Even the smallest eruptions leave traces for life to respond to. Soil shifts. Streams carry minerals. Plants grow differently. Animals sense subtle changes. Humans may barely notice. The mountain continues to influence its surroundings quietly, unpredictably, and without intention. Its energy moves on its own timeline, far beyond human understanding. Some eruptions remind humans of the limits of observation. Even with sensors, satellites, and instruments, the mountain acts independently. Hidden water, heat, and pressure interact in ways humans cannot fully predict. The eruption may occur in seconds, yet the energy released has been accumulating for years or decades. The mountain waits patiently, silently, unpredictably. After an eruption ends, the world seems to pause. Lava flows slowly cool into rock. Ash settles over forests, rivers, and fields. Smoke rises briefly, then fades. The air, once thick with heat and particles, clears. Birds return to the trees. Streams flow quietly again. The mountain, which once released sudden energy, now rests. Silence returns almost immediately as if nothing had happened. Cooling lava hardens into shapes that look strange and new. Black, glossy surfaces reflect sunlight in unusual ways. Cracks form as the rock contracts. Minerals settle into patterns that will influence soil for decades. Even after the drama of an eruption, the world adjusts quietly. Life resumes its rhythm, adapting to changes that occurred without warning. Volcanoes create new land. Islands may rise in the ocean from cooled lava. Valleys may be blocked, rivers redirected. Forests are buried under ash, only to regrow slowly over years. Humans may see destruction at first, yet the mountain has also created opportunity. Fertile soil, new streams, and reshaped landscapes appear where none existed before. The quiet after the eruption is a reset, not an ending. Animals cautiously return. Birds flit across ash-covered slopes. Small mammals emerge from burrows. Streams carry fresh water through altered valleys. Life senses stability returning. The mountain's energy has been released, and the world slowly rebalances. Even ecosystems adapt in subtle ways. Change has occurred, yet the mountain remains patient, observing the new landscape. Ash settles slowly, layer by layer. It covers fields and towns, forests and plains. Fine particles enrich soil with minerals. Crops planted in the following seasons grow differently, sometimes better. Plants take advantage of the nutrients deposited in invisible ways. Life responds to the eruption long after the dramatic moments have passed. The mountain quietly reshapes the environment. Volcanoes leave patterns in the landscape. Rivers may carve new channels around cooled lava. Valleys may deepen or fill. Rocks shift gradually, settling into stable positions. The mountain's energy has left its mark, but it is no longer active. Time feels slower. Humans notice the surface changes, but the hidden processes beneath continue on a smaller scale, quietly restoring balance. Even when people rebuild after an eruption, they adjust to the new world the mountain created. Roads are redirected. Towns are rebuilt on safer slopes. Fields are planted in newly enriched soil. The eruption's consequences fade into daily life. The mountain rests, its energy spent for now, while humans continue living alongside it. Patience and time govern the recovery. New life begins to grow on cooled lava. Mosses appear first, clinging to black rock. Then small shrubs. Eventually, trees take root. Forests reclaim the slopes, slowly covering scars left by the eruption. Each season adds new layers of life. The mountain has reset the landscape. Quietly, gradually, nature reclaims the slopes. Volcanoes also create new habitats. Cracks and crevices in cooled lava provide homes for insects and small animals. Ponds and streams formed by lava barriers collect water. Birds nest in newly grown shrubs. Life adapts to the new terrain. Even after destruction, the mountain's influence continues in ways that foster renewal. Silence after an eruption is striking. The roar of steam, ash, and rocks is gone. The air is calm, streams flow, birds sing, plants adjust. Humans walk carefully across altered landscapes. The mountain, which recently released sudden energy, is once again a patient, quiet presence. Its cycle of calm, sudden release, and quiet return continues uninterrupted. Volcanoes are never finished. Even after an eruption ends, heat remains below the surface. Magma slowly cools. Gas escapes in small amounts. Cracks in the rock adjust. The mountain is patient, waiting for another time. Life has adapted to the new surface, but hidden energy continues to flow quietly beneath. The eruption was a brief moment in a timeline measured in centuries. Even streams that were diverted during an eruption gradually stabilize. Water carries ash and minerals downstream, enriching soil along its path. Plants thrive. Animals return. Life resumes its rhythm. The eruption's drama fades, leaving only subtle changes in the environment. The mountain remains steady, having released energy, yet still holding hidden forces below. Volcanoes leave history written in rock. Layers of lava, ash, and minerals remain. Geologists study these layers to understand the past. Humans notice patterns, but the mountain itself requires no recognition. Its work continues silently. The eruption changes the landscape temporarily, but the mountain's patience endures, and the quiet return is part of the cycle. Even in areas where destruction was greatest, the world slowly heals. Plants grow over ash layers. Animals adapt to the altered terrain. Rivers carve new paths. Humans rebuild settlements carefully. The mountain rests, patient, quiet, and immense. The eruption is over, but life continues, shaped by the mountain's subtle hand. Volcanoes teach that quiet follows drama. Energy is released suddenly, yet silence returns quickly. Lava hardens, ash settles, and the air clears. Life adjusts. Humans rebuild. Streams flow. Birds return. The mountain continues to exist patiently, silently, waiting for the next cycle of pressure, heat, and potential release. Its presence is eternal. Even when humans focus on the eruption, the mountain continues beneath the surface. Magma cools slowly. Gases escape in small amounts. Rock contracts. Pressure adjusts. The surface may look calm, yet hidden processes continue. Patience is the mountain's constant companion, showing that quiet follows energy and life moves forward steadily. Ash-enriched soil creates opportunity. Plants grow stronger. Forests return. Streams carry minerals to new areas. Animals thrive. Humans adapt. Even after dramatic events, life flourishes. The eruption has ended, yet the mountain's influence continues in subtle ways that ensure balance, resilience, and slow renewal. Volcanoes remind humans of cycles beyond comprehension. Calm, eruption, and quiet follow one another. Energy accumulates and releases. Life adapts. Landscapes change. Humans rebuild. The mountain rests patient, quiet, and immense, silently observing the new world it created. Time flows differently here, measured in centuries rather than moments. Even after lava has hardened and ash has settled, hidden heat remains. Steam escapes slowly. Cracks in the rock adjust. Magma beneath continues its patient work. Humans notice only the surface changes, unaware of the invisible processes beneath. The mountain teaches that quiet is as important as movement, and stillness is a part of every cycle. Streams, forests, and soil all respond to the eruption over time. Life adjusts. Rivers carry minerals. Trees grow in new patterns. Animals return to the slopes. Humans cultivate the fertile soil. The eruption has left a mark, yet the world moves forward. The mountain rests, patient and calm, awaiting the next moment when energy may rise again. Volcanoes create balance through cycles. Sudden release is followed by quiet restoration. Life resumes, adjusting to new landscapes. Humans rebuild. Rivers stabilize. Forests regrow. Birds return. Streams flow. The mountain's patient rhythm continues beneath the surface, reminding all that stillness is not absence but preparation for the future. Even in silence, the mountain works. Heat beneath slowly diminishes. Rocks settle. Gas escapes in tiny amounts. Life continues to adapt to subtle changes left by the eruption. Humans live and rebuild, often unaware of the quiet work happening below. The mountain waits, patient, silent, immense, ready for the next cycle of energy, eruption, and calm. Even after humans stop watching, the earth continues. Volcanoes remain patient and immense, unaware of observation. Mountains of rock and ash persist across landscapes. Valleys and rivers shaped by eruptions continue their quiet work. The mountain does not need attention to exist. Its cycles of energy, pressure, and calm move forward regardless. Life adapts to the mountain's hidden rhythm. Plants grow in soil enriched by ash long after eruptions. Rivers carve channels slowly, guided by hardened lava and volcanic debris. Animals move through forests and fields, sensing changes humans may never notice. The volcano shapes the world quietly, continuously, without applause or recognition. Its work is invisible yet constant. Even the smallest vents, fumaroles, and cracks continue their activity unnoticed. Steam escapes. Gases release slowly. Pressure adjusts beneath the surface. The energy of the mountain moves according to hidden forces, unseen by humans. Observation is unnecessary. The volcano exists independently of awareness, silently operating across centuries and millennia. Volcanoes create life while humans sleep, work, or simply ignore the landscape. Fertile soil feeds crops. Forests reclaim slopes. Streams carry minerals to distant lands. Life thrives in subtle ways guided by the mountain's hidden energy. Even when humans stop paying attention, the Earth continues its quiet cycles. Time passes differently for the volcano. It measures in millennia, not minutes. The surface may seem calm. Slopes are covered in greenery. Lava has cooled. Ash has settled. Birds sing, insects crawl, and streams flow gently. Yet beneath, heat remains. Magma slowly adjusts. Gases escape. Tiny fractures shift. The volcano continues its work, patient and hidden. Human absence does not interrupt its energy or influence. Even underwater volcanoes act quietly. Submarine eruptions release gases and minerals that flow through currents. Life in oceans adapts to these subtle changes. Fish populations shift. Plankton blooms. Water chemistry adjusts imperceptibly. Humans may never see these processes directly, but the system operates relentlessly, beyond observation or intervention. Volcanoes shape landscapes without anyone noticing. Mountains grow slowly, islands emerge, and valleys deepen. Erosion works in tandem with cooled lava and ash deposits. Rivers find new paths. Forests expand. Animals adapt. Human presence or absence has no effect on these processes. The mountain continues, patient, indifferent, immense. Even dormant volcanoes maintain hidden activity. Heat persists beneath the surface. Magma chambers adjust. Gas escapes slowly. Cracks expand and contract. These processes continue without fanfare, without urgency. Observation may capture some signals, but the mountain's energy operates independently. Life, landscapes, and climate respond quietly, unaffected by attention. Volcanoes remind humans that cycles exist beyond comprehension. Calm, eruption, and quiet follow one another. Eruptions may occur without witnesses. Ash settles unnoticed. Lava cools slowly. Streams carry minerals away. Forests reclaim slopes. Animals move through altered terrain. Humans may pass through without noticing the subtle influence. The Earth works regardless. Some eruptions remain hidden, their influence reaching far beyond visible landscapes. Gas rises invisibly. Ash drifts across continents. Ocean currents carry minerals. Life adapts. Climate shifts slightly. Humans may never record the event. Observation is unnecessary. The mountain moves according to its own energy, invisible to those who are not paying attention. Even in areas that humans no longer visit, volcanoes operate quietly. Remote slopes and underwater vents release energy and gas. Magma moves slowly through chambers. Heat adjusts beneath the surface. Rivers shift. Forests grow. Animals respond. Life continues. The system operates seamlessly, without recognition or notice, beyond human perception. Volcanoes shape time itself, independent of observation. Erosion, lava flows, and gas emissions work together slowly. Islands rise, valleys deepen, rivers shift. Soil becomes fertile, forests expand, ecosystems adapt. Human presence is brief. Observation is optional. The mountain continues its patient, quiet work across centuries. Even after dramatic eruptions, the volcano settles back into hidden rhythms. Lava cools, ash settles, and life resumes. But beneath, processes continue. Magma moves slowly, pressure adjusts, and gases escape in subtle ways. The surface calm is deceptive. The mountain continues to operate independent of human attention. Its cycles of energy are continuous. Volcanoes influence life without humans noticing. Soil enriched by ash feeds plants. Streams carry minerals to distant areas. Animals adapt quietly to subtle changes in the environment. Forests reclaim slopes. Life thrives. The mountain works invisibly, maintaining balance without recognition, without hurry, and without need for human attention. Even when humans stop measuring, the volcano operates. Seismic activity, gas release, and heat transfer continue beneath the surface. Tiny eruptions may occur unnoticed. Hidden chambers shift. Pressure builds and relaxes. The mountain's energy flows independently beyond observation. Humans may record only fragments, never the full story. Volcanoes act like invisible architects. Islands form, valleys adjust, rivers carve new paths. Fertile soil spreads, forests grow, animals adapt. Humans may only notice the changes years later. Observation is not required. The system operates quietly, patiently, and continuously, without urgency, spectacle, or drama. Even in silence, the mountain communicates with life. Plants and animals respond to subtle changes. Streams carry minerals to new lands. Soils shift. Forests expand. Ecosystems adjust. Human attention is irrelevant. The volcano's energy moves forward quietly, shaping life and landscapes in ways that cannot be hurried or interrupted. Some volcanoes act far from human eyes. Submarine eruptions occur. Gas escapes. Lava flows slowly underwater. Ocean currents carry nutrients across vast distances. Marine life adapts. Humans may never witness these events. Observation is unnecessary. The system continues, independent, patient, and immense. Volcanoes teach that the world does not require notice to exist. Mountains rise, lava flows, ash settles. Life adapts quietly and patiently. Ecosystems adjust. Rivers carve paths. Forests reclaim slopes. Even when humans stop observing, the processes continue. The mountain's work is continuous, silent, and independent of attention. Even after centuries, volcanoes maintain influence. Hidden energy flows. Magma moves. Gases escape. Cracks expand and contract. Streams carry minerals. Forests grow. Animals thrive. Humans may forget or never notice, but the mountain continues, patient, silent, and immense. Its presence endures beyond attention, observation, or recognition. Volcanoes remind humans of impermanence and continuity at once. Cities rise and fall. Empires vanish. Forests grow. Rivers shift. Life adapts. Yet the mountain persists. Its energy flows beneath the surface, independent, patient, and immense. Observation is not required. The system operates continuously, unaffected by human perception. Even when listening stops, the earth continues. Volcanoes maintain hidden energy. Lava slowly cools, ash settles, streams carry minerals, forests expand, animals adapt. The mountain operates on scales humans cannot fully measure, yet its influence is felt quietly everywhere. Life and landscapes adjust to its patient, silent work. Volcanoes exist beyond observation. Their cycles of energy, eruption, and quiet continue without human attention. Lava flows, ash settles, gas escapes. Streams carry minerals. Forests reclaim slopes. Animals thrive. Humans may never notice. Yet the system operates relentlessly, continuously, and quietly. proving that the Earth does not require witnesses to continue its work. Even after listening stops, the world shaped by volcanoes keeps moving. Energy flows beneath the surface. Life adapts. Rivers carve paths. Forests reclaim slopes. Soil grows fertile. Animals thrive. The mountain continues its patient work, independent of observation. The Earth moves forward quietly, endlessly, and without closure. Time passes differently for the mountain. Seconds for humans are moments of calm or change. Centuries for the volcano are part of its rhythm. Energy accumulates, pressure adjusts, and the system operates without notice. Human perception is brief. Observation is temporary, yet the Earth continues, patient, silent, immense, and unconcerned with being watched.